is deception, says Sun Tzu. Tonight we watch that truth become stone. Spring, 506 BC. The kingdom of Chu is a giant, its dominion stretching across the vast Yangtze basin. Its armies are a sea of red, outnumbering the forces of its rival, Wu, by a staggering 5-1. On paper, this is not a contest, it is a foregone conclusion. But wars are not won on paper. The general of Wu, a man named Sun Tzu, gazes not at the enemy's numbers but at the world around them. He studies the relentless flow of the Han River, seeing in its currents a deeper wisdom. Water shapes its course by the ground it runs across, he would later write. So a general shapes his victory by the enemy he faces. And so he begins to shape his. His first move is a whisper in the dark. He orders his men to float thousands of lit torches down the river, creating a dazzling spectacle of a massive army preparing to cross at the western ford. The Chu scouts, seeing this river of fire, rush their legions to defend the crossing. They guard an illusion. Meanwhile, miles to the east, the real Wu army drifts across the water under the cover of night, silent as carp, landing unopposed in the reeds. The trap is set. Once ashore, Sun Tzu again defies expectation. He ignores the great capital city of Ying, the heart of Chu power. Instead, he strikes at its lifeline, the supply depots at Boju. His logic is brutal and efficient. Sever the sinews and the fist cannot close. As Wu forces raid the storehouses, the vital arteries of grain and weapons that feed the Chu war machine are cut. The giant begins to starve. Now, with the enemy confused and weakened, Sun Tzu prepares his masterstroke. As dusk falls, he divides his own small force. One group makes a great show of setting up a large, noisy camp, with fires burning brightly and voices echoing through the hills. It's a clear target, an invitation. The other, larger force melts away into the mountain shadows, disappearing completely. The Chu commanders, desperate to land a decisive blow, see the brightly lit camp and believe their moment has come. They prepare to attack at dawn. As the first light of morning breaks, the entire Chu army storms the decoy camp, expecting to crush the invaders. But they find only smoldering ash and abandoned tents. It's a ghost camp, and in that moment of confusion, the real Wu army slams into their exposed flank from the cover of the mountains. The attack is swift, shocking, and utterly devastating. Panic is a contagion. Once it speaks, no trumpet can silence it. The disciplined lines of the Chu army dissolve into a chaotic mob. Soldiers who have never known defeat suddenly know only fear. The rout is absolute. Chu's commanding general flees, trying to escape back upriver toward the capital Ying. But the river, which had once been a barrier to his enemy, is now a wall of winter rain, swollen and impassable. There is no escape. 3 days later, the iron-gray banners of Wu fly from the palace gates of Ying. A kingdom has collapsed, not from the force of steel alone, but from a blindness to its own weakness, from an arrogance that mistook size for strength. So here is the hard lesson, etched into the annals of history. The size of your army is irrelevant if your mind is undisciplined. Comfort breeds certainty. Certainty invites surprise, and surprise ends empires. Know the ground. Know the enemy. Above all, know yourself, or you will fight the wrong war.